Hey there, lads and lasses. This here is Thunderhand64 coming at you live from the west coast of the United States here on a Wednesday afternoon. Well, it's exactly at noon right now, and that can only mean that it is time for some Generations Minecraft server. And today we're going to be working on the in the Baby Zombie Rush design creative test world. We're going to be doing a little bit of that stuff today. So let us switch right on over to the display scene like this. And let's log on to the server like that. And that is not Baby Zombie Rush. I've been working feverishly on the last few days on designing on this Iron Farm design for the Buffooncraft server. It is all finished and waiting to upgrade the current Iron Farm that we have on the server here. So, but enough with that. You know, you get to see that on Friday on the Buffooncraft stream. Let's get on over to Baby Zombie Rush. Now, I am a little bit tired today. So getting the brain to work today is going to be especially difficult. And also, I'm kind of stuck here at an impasse. If you remember, we're working on the countdown clock, and we have a way to make the countdown clock count down and do its thing. We can put... All right, let's clear the inventory of Iron Farm stuff. There. Dude, I'm you can't be here. Yeah, you can't be here. Sorry. You can't be here. Okay. Let's see. So yeah, we do have the dispenser able to work. And it loads up all of these, and then as the dispenser counts down block by block, these shut off one by one. And so we have our countdown timer, and we were able to make that work, and which is super cool. But now we have to trigger it somehow. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. Yeah, what I think I was doing was something like that. And that block, when it's engaged, it disables the gate, right? So I'll have to make a better reset for that, but right now we can just do that manually. So the idea is the player is running from, this is a little review. Some of you may already know this. So, my lord, it's Mini Rebel! Nice! Maybe extend the redstone to the door. Yeah, well, that's what we're in the process of doing right now, Mini. So yeah, chased by bloodthirsty baby zombies, and as we cross over these pressure plates, this lowers the door. We're able to get inside, and then the door raises behind us and disables the door, so you can't get back out. At least until for a certain amount of time. Okay, and after the timer sets in, this block engages, not after the timer, but once you cross the pressure plate, this block engages and cuts off the redstone circuit so the door no longer works. What I would like to do is have that trigger also trigger the countdown clock. All right, so in other words, we're running around the corner like this. We step onto here, pow, like this. And that pops back up. Okay, that gives just enough time for me to get over there, or our prospective contestant, and maybe most of the baby zombies, if not all of them. And then you can run around and juke them. But that door activating down below, I also want to have it activate the clock, right? And there's a bit of a problem with that. And PC and Coffee, hey, welcome in, welcome in. And so the idea is how to get this to activate this over here, right? And so And again, the way that this thing works is, let's do this. And I think it's, I should have this written down somewhere. Let's break this. Well, I think it'll start counting down right away. We could take this out for the moment, though, so it won't work. All right, and this will show us how many of these it'll light up. Okay. Should be almost all of them. Should be just a little bit shy. Let me see. I think it's half now, right? Half's a little too much. This should be 19 on the end, if I remember. 1, 2, 3, like this. Or is it 23? It might be 23. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So let me measure this. Okay, it's 8 and then 23. Okay, got it. That's how many I'm going to need. Okay, so yeah. So what has to happen is the moment that this gate is activated, this is activated here. And that's not how I want that to work. Want it to work that way. And then I want this to work this way. Yeah, there we go. And so you'll see that this will start counting down block by block now. There we go. And you'll see that these will start counting down. And then the idea is when the last one shuts off, it'll activate a command block, and something will happen. My first option is to have baby zombies dropping from the sky. So, okay, so Mini Rebel. Let me see. Yeah, exam year is crazy already. I had one real test. We playing Capture the Flag in Education Edition. So, you know, I'm a win. Yeah, okay. I have confidence in you. And already am working hard on the assignments at school. Wow, and it's already September, huh? And you're already into exams. Of course, you know, the American system is different, so. And Lone Star, fellow buffoon, Lone Star, how you doing, man? And working on training on Anglia, but I'll do that easily, yes. Have you not finished this yet? Of course not. Gee, I hope my boss doesn't get upset that I'm over my deadline. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm the boss. Yeah, so I'm a little bit stuck here on this. I need the gate here to trigger this system. And all it has to do is it's just dropping, just yeeting this stuff down into the. But all I need to do is to have it kick on once. If I can get it to kick on once, then it'll run itself out until it's done. And that's the idea. And I think I know how to do that. But I've been stuck on this for a little bit. So One of the things that's one of the sticking points is that I need to maintain this gap under here. And see, it'll shut itself off afterwards. So I don't need the gate to turn this on and off. I just need a pulse from the gate to get this started. And so I have a couple of options to do here. I could yeah, see, I'm just not entirely sure. You know, it's not and the difficulty is not in getting the signal from here over to here. I can run a line through the floor and then have it just tug down one of these tiles, pull it down, have an observer, it sees that block change and sends a pulse up. That's not the problem. It's having this preloaded. Having this preloaded, or, you know, when I send the pulse over, does it eject the items into the dispenser? And so I'm thinking what I would like to do is keep the dispenser preloaded and then have it activate this circuit. That's what I'd like to have it do. It's making a mess, of course. Barriers and a gap for item disposal. Yeah. Item disposal isn't going to be that much of a problem. In fact, as far as items disposal is concerned, I could just take this and flip it around. And yeah, let me see where I'm at right now. Yeah, for item disposal, right, I could do something like, how am I going to get this over here? I think this would be the best way to go about it. Right, I could do something like this. If I wanted to, I could use a hopper and a chest, right? Or a barrel would be better, actually. Like thusly. Like that. Then I can grab a hopper. Like this. And like that. That takes care of item disposal. But that's not really the issue. The issue is to get that gate to activate this kind of a circuit. And so I have to think about how to trigger this. One way is to keep the items stored above it, and the gate sends the signal over, and the items are dumped into the dispenser. Once the items go into the dispenser, then this will start working. But the thing is, we need an exact amount of items to go in there, and we need the items to go into the dispenser all at once. So So there's that. And we're also very limited on space, as you guys can see, right? We don't really have a lot of space with which to work. One of the things I was thinking on is over here. This is the former setup I had. We can take this out. There we go. One of the things I was thinking of is having the circuit send a signal up through here and just run redstone wire down to here, and then have a piston throw that into place. Or to push that into place. And the moment that gets pushed into place, this will start working, I believe. So if that's out, for example, and we do something like something like that, this piston will push that into place, even just to get it started. That way we can keep the hopper loaded, I think. Yeah, see, it already starts going too. So we would also have to lock this hopper down here. The other thing is we can, instead of using a dispenser, we can just use the hopper itself. We can do that. Does it now? The hopper takes blocks out of the dropper, if I recall correctly. Redstone can be much harder than math tests. I'd rather take a math test. Or use a hopper minecart for the disposal, yeah. Actually, the disposal is not really such a big issue because once the player goes through and completes their run, there'll be a duplicate of the entire maze. And so they get 3 tries. So they get through the maze and say they die at a certain point. They respawn outside the maze, but they'll respawn outside the second copy of the maze, which will be all set to go. Then they'll attempt to make their second run, and say they die in the second run. They'll respawn in the third copy of the maze, and it's already loaded and set to go, and that's their final run. And then they get whatever score they get. And when the next contestant is scheduled before then, I just restock all of these. So it's the disposal isn't the issue. It's the best way to trigger this. I see. That's smart. Well, it's not smart yet. It'll be smart if I can get it to work. But I appreciate it all the same. So the idea is I can get this to work independently by itself. But now it's a matter of getting the gate to trigger this. And that's what I'm stuck on right now. I think what I can do I think what I might be able to do trying to lock the hopper and then unlock the hopper. I think that's an idea too, because it's, there's 2 stages, but the idea is, even though there's 2 stages, they kind of do the same thing. So I'm trying to think in my head if I can do it in one step. Oh, the simplest things are always the best. But remember, it has to be activated when the gate is activated. So, the player can't be like pushing a button, because the player isn't actually going to know that any of that is in there. Right? And so the player's just going to come running into here. This is just an access hole that'll cover up. The player's just going to come running into here, and this is all the player's going to see. They don't know that there's anything going on at all. They're running for their life from baby zombies. You can see that this is open to the sunlight, so the baby zombies will eventually burn. And then once the baby zombies burn, the player can start looking around, saying, hey, what happens if I push this button? What happens if I push that? What happens if I push that? But they'll hopefully notice that the countdown clock is engaged, right? And it's set to run for about 2 minutes. And then when it gets to the end, then some event will happen. Right, and then the this area will open up with this gate here. These pressure plates will be gone to let the player out. And the moment the player runs out, the moment the player leaves, this place will be closed up again, and they won't have access to it for the rest of this run. They'll be out here. This gate will be up. They can't get back in, and then they have to try to go on and complete the maze. So that's the idea. The thing is trying to figure out a way to get these pressure plates to activate the countdown clock. And I know there's a simple way to do it, but it just hasn't dawned on me yet. Wouldn't it be easier for you to stand there and count down from 10 and pull the lever? Yeah. Easier, yeah. But cooler? No. Yeah, I could be like the game master, right? Hovering in some sort of spectator mode or something, and then I could pop out, throw a lever, and pop back in. I could also do something probably with a command block, right? Like I could put a command block here, and so the gate triggers the command block. It sends a command over to a block on these coordinates and has that do something like that. I could do that. But, the idea is to try to figure out some cool way to do it with redstone. Like having baby zombies drop from the sky, I just can't do that with redstone in a practical and good-looking way. And so that I have to use a command block on. But I should be able to do this without a command block. And it's like this feature is already inherently doing this. It's like I'm very, very, very close on it. Like all this would have to do would be to push that in place and retract. And you know what? An observer can do that. That's the good thing about an observer pulse, right? You can just... it's normally it's a really annoying thing. But in this case, it would be really cool. Because the moment this block gets an update, see how it retracts now? So it's not it's not stuck into position. And then I could just reset it, right? This needs some blocks in it in order for it to reset. There it goes. Oh, wow, that didn't work. Why not? It is pointing down. Oh, you know why? These blocks are probably locking the hopper. That's why. We could also just put some lava down here too, and just burn the items. We could also do that. But see, now this is kind of engaged over here. What I would have to do is break this block again, set it up over there when I want to reset the game. So, oh, and don't forget your danger sign at the end of the countdown. Yes. Yes, Lone. The big old question mark at the end, remember? It's the best way to do that. I'm not sure spruce is the way to go with this, but I do want to put this in place right now. And let me see. How come this isn't working? Oh, that's why. Yeah, it doesn't like the way I spelled it. And then glow. Not glow. Glow. Like this. That's got to be a better color than that, right? I mean, this isn't the one we're going to use anyway. What I'm thinking of using here for this is some map art. So I need a question mark symbol that's about one block. So I think map art would be the best for that. Well, time for bed once again. Good night, y'all, and have a nice evening. Bye-bye. Word of the century, glow. Many thanks for dropping by, man. You have a good night. Get some good rest. Good luck on your tests. Remember, if you need some help with math, I'm your man for that. But alone, we'll just stick this sign with a question mark here. That'll remind me to do the map art and put a question mark at the end. But this is the problem that I need to solve. It's just a matter of figuring out how to go about this. Triggering it isn't a problem. It's just I mean, this system works here, but it doesn't work well. Maybe a torch that just briefly flicks on and off, just enough to get that to engage. But again, there's locking and unlocking too. So I mean, it's not an imperfect system to have a piston push that observer into place. I'm just thinking it's already kind of doing that. I'm thinking it's already kind of doing that. And so like I'm thinking that we could take this apparatus here, the way that this is working, right? We could go something like that. We could take the piston off the bottom of this and put this piston facing this way and just make this circuit longer. Like, come on, hands, do your thing. Right, so, and then let's take this. And I'm thinking a target block, right? Like that. And this should work in the same way. If we get a repeater, or maybe just 2 repeaters, don't even do the redstone, just put 2 repeaters in there. Like maybe one there and one there. And this should do the same thing, except it's just that this component now is horizontal, right? Right, so if I take say it's going to work the same way. All right, so we've just taken that and made that a horizontal version of the same thing. And now I'm thinking all we have to do is kick this off. But like I said, this needs to be in a locked state first. So it needs to be in a locked state first, so this can't get its signal. And start this emptying, right? Like if that were interrupted, right, and I took 32 of these in here. See, nothing's going to happen yet until that circuit's completed. So that's what I'm thinking. This or that can be pushed into place. Because that's another thing, right? If that isn't in there, this can't run. So I'm thinking what if we had another piston like this with the target block here? And so when the gate trips, those pegs on that repeater up against that white block behind it kind of look like an iron golem head. And I was thinking, why is there an iron golem down there? Wait, what? No. So the idea is the signal will come over here. It'll activate this piston. It'll push the target block into place and allow this thing to run. I think that'll do it. I think that'll work. That should be able to do it. No, not Target. Hands. So I'm thinking something like this. Now I have the components that run this gate are all in here. I can switch those over to this side. That's not a problem. Oh, wait, these are also the components that run this button. I can also do something about that too. And let's test something. All right, and one other thing I want to test. Let's see if it pulls it back. And it does. Nice. Okay, this is going to work. This is going to work. We're going to do this. Hey, there's Kai. Hi, Lone. If you say so, if you say so. Kai Lady. The illustrious Kai Lady. Also fellow buffoon with a Lone Star. How are you doing today, Kai? Kai, are you doing one of your working with clay streams? Did you just finish it, or are you about to begin it soon? Because I do recall on Discord seeing your schedule. It's just I can't remember the times because I'm old and my brain fails that way. Because I know you did one of those streams yesterday. And let me see, general. There it is. Oh, okay, so that's later tonight then. Or that'll be 5 in the afternoon for me. Not streaming clay till 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Yeah. Okay. This is cool. I think this is gonna work. This is gonna work, people. This is gonna work. Okay, so one of the ways that we can activate this is, again, same thing. We can come down here now, and we can use another piston. We could use another piston like this. And actually we need to do this. Ok. Like that, and it has to be in a steady on state. And what will happen is when this gate is activated, it'll send a pulse over to here. This will actually pull this tile down, but when that happens, it'll update this block. The observer will see it, kick this into place, that'll run and do its thing. And then we have to have another system when this is finished. It'll send another pulse on a separate circuit, but to the same piston. It'll pull it up and down again, and it'll retract this and pull it back. and reset it. That's the idea. Now, can I make that work? I don't know, but let's try it. Let us try it, shall we? All right, so we know that this is going to have to be in a steady on state. So that means, how do I want to do this? Oh yeah, we don't need that any longer. Now, see, if we couldn't see this from the outside, we could just leave that open and just have it eat that stuff right into the void, right? But as you can see, when we remove these, they're kind of obvious. So, I mean, that's obvious too, but you know, so far from this side, I mean, this stuff here isn't going to be open, so we can close this stuff back up. Formerly, I had the circuitry and everything running from this side, counting down that way, but I like the idea of the whole strip lighting up and then it counting down in the direction that it is. So we do have that. This has to be in steady state on now, so I have a choice. You know, I could do torch this way and then unpower that block. That way we can get it a circuit from this side and then a returning circuit from that side maybe. But I think a lot of that stuff's going to happen here and make its way over to there anyway, so this probably doesn't matter. Let's get a torch. Let's just go drop this sucker right there. Okay, there we go. And you know what? You know what? Oh, I got an idea. Oh, I've got an idea. There's something I've been wanting to try to do for a while, and that's use rails as a redstone power transmission wire. Use powered rails. I just wonder if a pulse is what? How did that happen? Birch? Where did I get from? Where did the birch come from? There we go, like this. And you can see how before when we reset that, it pushed that into place and activated this, and then the second time we did it, it pulled it back out. Perfect. Again, this is pretty crude redstone. Better redstone would have some really ingenious method of doing this. This is pretty crude stuff. So I'm thinking maybe a redstone, an observer could make a blip through this block just to flick that on and off once, like a button, as if a button were being pushed, right? So, pushing buttons. Let's see. So I'm thinking something like this, maybe. And what we have to do is we have to watch that torch. Yeah, see, that's not going to transmit. All right, so we might need a conductive block like a lamp. Not a lampo, just a lamp. Just a lamp. That's all. All right, now what happens if I update this now? Okay, it does update this, but it doesn't flick this on and off. It's the point of this is it has to be in its on state. So I need a pulse to come in here and just flick this on and off, just quickly. One of the things that we might be able to do with this as well, and you know, I've done this accidentally many times. What if I were to do something like I think this might be enough. This might give that enough of a pulse, especially if I don't set the one tick on it. Repeat like this. Like that. Get rid of these. Get rid of that. And then if I just do a block update. Yeah, it's not enough. The problem is if I do this, though, it's not one blip. Yeah, it is. Okay. No, that's enough. That'll do it. Now, will it work? I mean, maybe I should leave a little bit of a gap between the roof here just to make some room for redstone. But again, if that gets triggered once, but that isn't quite working the way I want it to, right? I want it to stay in place. And then okay, that's better. No, it's still doing the same thing. So what can I do? I can move the whole thing over, put a repeater between here and here. I could do that. But really, it just has to get this started, right? But it does have to leave that block in there. And that's the thing. If I slow down this double action, it won't leave that in place. So that's not good. All right. Let me take a look at the chat here. Get caught up. Okay, need to go finish stuff. Have a great stream. Thanks so much, Kai, for dropping by. And I'll drop by your stream later on tonight. I might be on the road at that time, but at least I can look and listen. Well, not so much look. I will be driving, but I can listen. I can look when the car is stopped. I have to bring Kati home from school at about that time, so Okay, so we're almost here. We're almost here. I just have to think of we're so close. And you know what? It's probably super obvious, which is why backseating is allowed. See, what we need, right? I like the idea of this pulling this down. See, the other thing is, this block being powered, I'm thinking we actually move the block, but I think it being powered and not powered, I don't think it counts as an update. Like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, if we took a redstone block, right? Now, see, a redstone block is going to power this tile above it. If this is unpowered and then it is powered, it changes the state, and this should read that. And it doesn't. Ugh. Right, so this pulling it down. Now, I can't push it up because I can't push something up by a half a block. What's going to happen is this whole thing will push everything up, and that's not good. So having this just pull down and back quickly is... Okay, one of the things it can do, wait a minute, maybe I'm thinking about this. Maybe we don't need to do that. See, all I have to do is just update that block. So if I don't pull this block down and then put it back up into place like that, if I just pull it down and keep it down, that's a fast enough pulse to activate this, right? Let us get a sticky piston. And let us do something like that. Let's actually put the sticky piston down here, like this. Let's put that there. And let me think. Okay, so here's the deal now. Just for testing purposes, let's go stick a button on the side of this. Just so we can watch what happens. Button. And nope, not that. This, nope, not that. This, okay. And of course, I like to abbreviate button this way because then the adolescent boys will snicker. Let's do that. Let's grab this. Yes, I have taught middle school, so. So if I do this, that's what I want to have happen, just like that. Just like that. So this is what's going to happen. We can load this thing up, right? Now, see, it can be preloaded now, and it's not going to run. And that's the cool thing, right? And so now we can come on over to here. Oh, see, but it doesn't push it in there and leave it in there. That's what needs to happen, right? Or this is not happening fast enough. It has to be super, super quick. Right? So that means it has to do something like this. It has to be so fast. Yeah, so what's happening is we're getting double action on this. It's going down and it's still coming back up, right? See, down and up. So we don't need that to happen like that. We need it to go down and stay down, and then maybe come back up into place when it's done, right? And so that would be, this would have to work like a lever, right? Just one-way action, right? Like that. And then that would go into place, and then when it's done, come back out. That's what needs to happen. All right, so how do we make this do this? All right, can we move a redstone block with a piston now? I'm trying to remember how this works because this is weird. This is a weird thing to do. Power back on, right? But the moment this... All right, so this just has to pull down until that's finished. It has to be held in place like that until it's finished. So that would require some kind of a timer. But the thing is, we already have a timer going. Okay, here's a thought. What if we reverse this process? Because we're using a timer here, right? What if this drops items down into something? I would need some sort of comparator for an output until it gets enough signal strength to send the signal back over here to shut it off. Oh, man. How am I going to cross the void again with that kind of a... I mean, you could use this part of the circuit like this. Let me see. Sticky piston facing down, maybe? Just goes to show you, you know, with this redstone stuff, this stuff is really complicated. What people will do is before a stream, they won't stream figuring this out. What they'll do is they'll definitely figure this out 100% ahead of time, and then when it comes time to do their stream, they'll all whack it out because it's already figured out ahead of time. And nobody's like me and will do this on stream. At least not that I'm aware. Wow, we're really, really close. Okay, this just needs to... See, I wish there was a way that I could do something to this block that would... cause this to update it. And I really wish powering it with redstone would do that, but evidently it doesn't. I'm also thinking of waterlogging it too. What would happen if it were waterlogged? What I'm thinking is I could put a dispenser underneath it pointing up, but then I'm thinking all the water's going to flow in all the other directions, right? Like if I did something like this. See, that's enough to put it in place, and then that's enough to take it out. So this is what I'm thinking. I can do something like that. Now, I don't mind if they see this water activation thing while they're in here. That's okay. That's fine. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So I'm wondering if a dispenser pointing up is going to be able to do that. Let us try that out. We're going to need this open at the top so we can access that. Like that. Okay, and if I get a dispenser now, not a dropper, dispense. Thusle, and got some water like this, and we put that in there, and we put that in there like this, and we put this over it. Now if that dispenses like it's supposed to, let's make sure that we're set in our initial conditions. Okay, and if I did something like this, see, that's what I'm thinking. If we do that, And you know what? This makes the pulse system work, right? That's how we do it, people. That's how we do it. I mean, it's a little weird to be in here like this. I guess you can kind of see some water there. That's a little strange, but and then this shuts off. I guess that's a little weird, but it's a little less obvious when we're pulling that downward, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I like it. I think for now, that's going to be a solution that works. I might think of something better, or maybe some of you might think of something better. Remember, in our Discord, on our community Discord, there's the invite for our community Discord. We do have a channel for Baby Zombie Rush. And if you do have ideas and suggestions, you're more than welcome to post those in that channel on our server. And I always read all of the suggestions. I don't promise that I'll do all of them or sometimes even any of them, but I always read them. Because even if I look at one of your ideas and decide not to do it, or it doesn't work out in the way that I'm picturing in my head for the game, often it will make me think of something else or something similar that does work. So all of those suggestions are very, very valuable. Even if, I can't make them work into the game, I always read all of them. Yeah. Because sometimes I'll read, hey, maybe try this. And it's like, I think to myself, no, that's not going to work. But if I took that and I changed that, or I did this or that would work, definitely. And so, it serves the same function, right? It solves the problem in a kind of roundabout way, but it still solves the problem. And that's all I care about is the result. Okay, so here's the deal with this. We take the button off of that. So this needs to be an on-off activation, and that's actually very easy to do. We can do that with an observer. Now, there it goes. There it goes. That turned it on. And then if I did something like just update that block, it'll turn it back off. On, running, off. I like that so much. I mean, as I was saying, I'm thinking there's probably a much better way of doing this, but see, now I can preload the dispenser. The gate is activated. It sends a pulse down over here. That sees it. This is on. And then when that closes, it updates again and resets it. That is progress, people. That is progress. Okay, I'm going to switch to standing mode at this point. Make some minor adjustments here. Okay, we have that. And that. Okay. What state are we in right now? We're locked and loaded right now. Okay. One way that we can reset is doing something like this. How to reset? Oh, I can do that. And I'll keep that on there just for maintenance sake. All right, let's load it up and watch it count down first. Now, let me see. For a countdown, I said it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this is going to be 23 on the end there. Great. Okay, so the player comes in, crosses over the gate. It sends the signal, which we're going to simulate with the button here. This whole thing lights up and starts ticking down. That needs to be updated. But you can see it counting down now. That is so cool. That is so cool. And then when all of the items have been dispensed, that means the countdown gets down to its last block that shuts off, and then our event will happen. But also the command block will be triggered. The event will happen. And then this water will get sucked back down into the dispenser. This will grab this and retract it back. That's the plan. That's great. We made some progress today. That took a lot longer than I thought. And not quite as much progress as I would have liked. But like I said, the brain's especially foggy today. I'm pretty tired. I was up pretty late last night, so trying to function off of, one of the only 2 brain cells I have left. But I'm glad I was able to make some kind of progress. Everything after this point in the stream is gravy. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. And there it is. And now, let's see, we would have that shutting off, right, will also trigger a second pulse into the dispenser and suck the water back down. You can see where is the, here it is. You can see it's all armed and ready to go again, right? And as we're running along here on the outside of the maze, again, we'll collect those items. We'll figure out some sort of item collection for that. But as you're running along outside here, There's like from here, there's no indication, right, of anything happening there. And it fits inside of the wall, which is a really tight space. So this works out very, very cool. I like it. All right, let's work on now with the time remaining, getting the signal from the gate to come on over to here so the observer can see it. And one of the ways I would like to try to do that is with powered rails. Now, I haven't used this powered rail method yet. I've seen it I've seen it in some video shorts, in some YouTube videos and stuff, but I haven't actually broken it down and tried to use it. So first things first, let's reset this. And I'll have a better reset system for this as well. So this will power here. This is the clock. All I really need is something coming off of this circuit here. So I could do something like this and just come directly off of this. And then over to here like that. But now that I think of it, you know, I would rather have the rails going straight over and use the redstone dust to bring it from here over to there. I mean, I could even come off of one of these blocks. It doesn't have to come off of here. It could come off of there, right? I mean, use what you got. That's the idea. Now, I forget how far we can go with a powered rail. Let's try it out. Well, it depends on what the signal strength is too, right? Coming off of this. But the repeater should give me full signal strength. Right, so let's just drop down to below here for a moment. Let's do powered rail. I want to say it's 15 rails, but it might be less. Power. Ok. So let's go 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15, like that. And let's put a repeater in front because that's how we're gonna do this anyway. And let's put a piece of redstone. Let's do exactly what we're doing here. Smooth. Like this. Okay. Like that. We'll do lever like this. Hands. There we go. And we'll put a little blob of redstone there. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, so let me see. In this kind of configuration, we have 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9. Oh. It looks like it only does about 9. One of the other things we can do is take an observer. Yeah, see, that observer isn't reading. Yeah, we'll do this. Let's take a lamp. like that, so we can see it, right? And then we'll do something like this. See, that'll update. Okay, that updates. Now let's go one more block. This one should not work. Okay, that should not work, right? Let's try it. Okay, so it looks like with this kind of configuration, looks like 9 is about as far as we can go. Now, the way I remember this is I take an observer and I go like that, and then I output and I can go further. Lock. Also, let me fly back up here and let me take a look at my situation up here and try to remember what it is. Yeah, okay, so I need this looking down as my final output. Put that there. And the cool thing about this is, I don't know if you've noticed, but this is almost instantaneous. It's like one tick, pow, pow, just like that. It is a pretty slick way to carry a redstone signal. Pretty quick. All right, so I'm thinking something like that. All right, I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to be right back. Surely take about 4 or 5 minutes. And I am back, as promised. Okay, let's get a little swig of something to drink here. As you can see, I broke my beaker the other day, so I'm using a mason jar to drink out of. Why do I drink out of such odd vessels? Because it's big enough for my hand. That's why. I hate drinking out of the little cups, right? The little 8-ounce cups. It's like smash, it breaks, or I crush it, right? So this is good. This is some pretty heavy duty glass, right? Okay. So yeah, we were thinking of this, right? That's when last we left off. And I'm thinking I could pretty much make a straight run over here. So let's grab some powered rails. Like that. That's good enough. Like that. Now, the one thing about powered rails, using them to transmit a redstone signal, is they are expensive. But in survival, they are. And then we'll need an extra one for a relay. And then and we're going to get an update. Okay. And we can use this to reset. Good. All right, cool. So now when we head through the door, this should activate. Right. And we can do the same thing over here too. We can, when this shuts off, we can send a signal over to here. It'll light this up, update that block, and then shut it off. That's what I'm thinking. Where's our system? It's over here. I'm lost down here. Okay, yeah. So when we go over the pads of the door, that should activate like that. This will block the door from being able to. It'll block the contestants' escape. That's what I mean, and stick them, keep them in here. We should be good. You know, I'm anxious to try this now. This is so cool. I love this little block game. It's so much fun. God, we put so much work into the Anvil Alley. This thing is so cool to see that thing run. All right. Don't get distracted now, Thunder. All right. Now we should be able to load this up, right? And I could do a little math and dial this thing in and get that. You may have noticed it's not exactly 2 minutes. It's pretty close. It's close enough. But we can dial that in. And it doesn't have to be exactly 2 minutes either. So, okay, so here's the idea. Let us purge the inventory. There we go. All right, so, and this is important. See, when the player's like running around here, see, notice that there's no indication really of anything. These blocks haven't been changed. And that's the idea. Now, maybe you come running around here and you see this. Maybe, you know, if that's the route that you've taken. But if you do come across this, you're like, hey, what's in there? Oh, wait, there's another entrance over there. How do I get over there? Can I get over here through here? Now, there's not going to be a lot of time to pause and contemplate things like that, because you'll have a horde of bloodthirsty baby zombies behind you. But you can see entrance. That's that side over there. We'll say exit. And then, oh, wait a minute. That's a problem. All right, that's something for another day, though. What I wanted is this isn't lit, and then when you step across it, the whole thing is lit. and then starts counting down. We're almost there, but that'll be another problem to solve. So right now the whole thing is lit. When we come across here like this, you're juking baby zombies like this. They're running after you. You're dodging and dodging and dodging like this. Uh-oh. This sounds like it stopped. What happened? Oh, this action was too slow. Why? Why was that too slow? It only has to blip quickly. Okay. Yeah, I don't like the way that did its thing. We're almost there. We are almost there. Somehow the rail activating this is giving this too much of a pulse, or it's working in a double pulse. Because, see, it's already reset, and it shouldn't be. That block should be permanently in there. So this action is not quick enough here. So this flicked on and flicked off, huh? All right. All right, so this is doing a double pulse. But I thought we wanted it to do a double pulse. Like a button does a double pulse. Right? I mean, that's how that's supposed to work. Because a double pulse, a quick on and off, is how the water is activated. You can see it's doing its countdown thing over here, right? So this signal coming through here has to act like a button. And it's not. So I have to think of what kind of a pulse does a button send? I mean, do I have to slow it down or speed it up? I know this one has to be quick. But this one might need to be slower. Let me see if I can search that really quick. Stone button. pulse output. Let me see. Where's a wooden button? Angel Bayou. Hello, Angel. How's it going? It is going awesome. We're doing design work on Baby Zombie Rush, and we've made quite a bit of progress. We're on our last little wrinkle with about 22 minutes left of the stream. And so we've figured out a way to activate the circuit, and now we're trying to connect the activation with the circuit with the crossing of the gate. So the crossing of the gate sends a signal underneath and triggers the countdown clock, and the countdown begins. So we're trying to do something like that. But I'm good to say, I'm happy to see you. I'm very pleased to see you. Of course, it's Wednesday, so you also have your stream a little bit after mine. And I believe it's going to be a Beat Saber stream today, right? I wish I could move my stream up a little bit closer and have it be a little bit later so I could raid out to you. And Kai is doing her stream. Kai will be doing her stream, starting hers after you start yours, though, I think. So you might be able to raid out to Kai, but I just can't move it forward any further than 12 to 2 because I have to go pick up Kaji from school. Yes, Beat Saber. By the way, viewers, Buffooncraft alumni, honorary buffoon, and all-around awesome streamer, Angel Bayou. You should check out that Beat Saber stream. It's a lot of fun. The community is a lot of fun, too. It's very, very active. Yeah, and there's Lone. So we are right on the very cusp of solving this. Very, very, very close. It's just getting the right kind of pulse in to trigger this the way it needs to be triggered, and then to trigger that the way it needs to be triggered. Like, for example, this would be better, right? If I did... Wow, it doesn't update that. Interesting. All right. So if I did that... Okay, that worked. All right, but maybe because it's a button. Yeah, see, it saw that too. And that. All right. We can reset it. Actually, it's in its set state right now. Almost. Hawk. Yeah, there we go. Okay, the thing is, I'm thinking that this is having a double action kind of setup. And it's probably due to the pressure plate activation. So let's open up the floor so we can look at this circuit work. Where is it? It's going to be right about here, right? Yeah, right there. Okay, let's just open this right up so we can watch this run. Okay, and we can see what happens now. Let's do this so we can actually walk across it. We can see what happens now when we cross over, and we can watch this pulse and then see what happens inside the circuit here. All right, so I'll just cross those, then I'll fly on up and over, but we can look at this. The other thing that I can do too is I can simulate that with a pressure plate right here and get a similar kind of thing. Let me make sure that I reset it. Did I? Yes, I did. Okay. All right, so if I come over here and I do this. Yeah, see? It shut that water off, which is not good. Why is it doing that? So see, that's been reset. So this thing is somehow double pulsing. But I only see one. I only see one signal coming through. Let's take a look. There's one signal. And then it looks like there's a really quick one. Oh, wait. Okay, there's a really quick one after this comes back up. That's what's happening. All right, so how to deal with that? The way we deal with that is we grab the signal we grab the signal from here, not after the clock, right? So where is that coming in? It's coming in from here. So we need to grab the signal before it goes into the clock, and that's what has to power the rails over here. All right, that's not too hard to do. That's not too hard to do. That can be managed. It's going to look weird, though. So we have 3 of these like this. How is this lined up on which one of these? It's going to have to be like that, I think. It's going to have to be higher up. Now, we have to be careful because we can't have anything here triggering anything up there. So we do have to watch out for that. One of the really cool things about this, though, yeah, see, this is going to be a little too high up, right? So I'm just concerned that this might trigger some of this stuff up here. So we have to have it down below that. That's okay. One of the other things we can do is go around too, but that redstone repeater is directing the signal back that way, so we're not going to be able to do that. But we can do... Can do something like this, and if I'm not mistaken, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 should be like that. Like that. Right. So we'll only get that initial trigger off of that. That's the way that that should work. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9. That should do that. Let's check the chat again here. Thank you, Thunder. Anytime, anytime. And how are we doing for time here? We have 10, 12 more minutes left of the stream. This might do this. Okay, that's all set. All right. Is this in its reset position? I think it is. I didn't want to do that. Now it's in its reset position. Good. Okay. Thunder. Let's do this. Like that. Now again, this is a little weird because these are lit up to begin with, and I don't want that to be quite like that. But I'll worry about that next stream or do that off camera or something like that. All right, so let's do this. Purge the old inventory. All right, so we come in here like this. Yeah, see? The water stopped again, so we got double action again on that. Why is that? Why are we getting double action on this? Yeah, that's a little. Yeah, it's not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 like that. Thing is, right, 9 is right here. I mean, I could do something really weird like that. There's 9. All right, so let's reset. Well, that had reset, right? We're good. We're good. Like that. Okay, so let's take a look this time and let's see what's happening. Again, somehow we're getting another double pulse. From somewhere, we just have to figure out what it is. I'm just looking right now where we are on the play track. Let me see. We're on My Machines, which is a good track, by the way. That's weird. I don't see it. Okay. Oh, unless it's called, hold on. I'm probably looking right at it. That's fine though. We're good. Okay. The the time that we have left here. Let's reset this. Like that. We should be good. We got to see what kind of double pulse that we're getting here. We do get our initial 1 pulse, but for some reason it's like... I mean, you can see it activate, but it turns on and then turns off. It's like a dual action kind of thing. So I can't exactly see what's happening there. Yeah, see, it's resetting. One of the other things we can do is... I think I can get away with doing this. Just so we can watch the thing activate. I think we're good like that. Let me see. The water comes in here, so I don't want to take out any of those, but some of these I can take out like this. Okay, this is good. Did I reset? I think I did. Yes. So what is happening when we step on this pressure plate? Okay, I think that's because I jumped around on these. Huh. Interesting. All right, you can see the clock is counting down like it's supposed to. Again, you know, the items aren't being collected, but... and we can do that just to fix it. This is not in its initial state because it doesn't have anything to reset it yet. Except us manually by doing that. And, all right, let's try it without jumping all over the pressure plates, but that's something we have to think about. Because when we come through here, baby zombies are going to be behind us, and they may be dancing all over these pressure plates. That might be a problem. Or the player may come over here and say, start to run into the pressure plates and then say, oh, no, I'm not going in there, and then keep on going, and then this whole thing is messed up. Right, so we do have to think about that, too. So again. Okay, see, it turns on and then turns off. Not cool. Okay, one of the other things we can try too is we are using 2 of these. What happens if we're only using 1? Again, I was trying to get away with doing that. One thing we might want to try. This might affect the pulse time, though, if we do that. We might not get the button double action kind of thing if we do that. Let's see what happens. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh, that's why. It's pointed the wrong way. Thunder! I'm a redstone genius. that might help. Sometimes it's not fun being me. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're still getting an on and off kind of a pulse. So what happens now? What happens now if I do that? If I just lengthen the pulse a little bit. Okay, I distinctly saw 2 pulses going through that. All right, so all of this doesn't matter. All right, so what is happening here? All right, the pressure plate is sending that. Okay, I don't think that this is lighting that up at all. Let's see. Let's do some tests. How much time do I have left? None. It's 2 o'clock. All right. What if I did this? Oh, I think we're getting some kind of. Okay. Right. The clock is feeding backward into that. All right. That's going to have to be fixed. Now, that's not so hard a thing to do. You know what? I can't see it running. That's. No, it does look like just one pulse is going through. But clearly it's not. So I don't really know what to do about that. All right, one of the things that we can, well, I have to simulate this. There's a pulse and another pulse. All right, I saw 2 pulses going through. How are we getting 2 pulses going through? The only thing I can think of is this being powered is powering that somehow. We're past stream time. Compared to me, you are a redstone genius. Should that make me feel better? But I understand your intention. That's very sweet, Angel. Let's get. What I'm thinking is maybe Oh, yeah. I can't. I'm thinking that this is having some effect on that. One thing that we can do is just move that out of the way. I don't think that will, but we can just move this back a little bit. And just make sure that there's no like quasi connectivity going on there. And for the people in chat right now, you guys are seeing ads. I'll wait till the ads clear up and then I'll the ads clear and then I'll sign off. Sans Julio Chiba Joe. Let's do the climb here. We need to put that there. And then we can do a climb coming off of that up to there like that. Okay. That might work. That might work. And then again, we're into this situation. But you know, I could just do something like that again. Shut Mountain. Let's. Yeah, that's because I jumped on it twice. Let's make sure that this is reset properly, like that. All right, now let's try it. Still on and off. Okay. So I'm just gonna. It might be something to do with the pressure plate, but I'm gonna have to go and figure that. Figure that out. Like the button. There we go. Yeah, see, the button didn't work well either. All right, we're going to have to figure out what's going on here. But I can do that off camera. Okay, so let me see. Mr. Shut Mountain, right at the very end of the stream. Going okay. Just got home and into my chair. I hear you, man. Time to chill. Time to relax. Okay, so we are at the end of the stream. Let's see if there's anybody to whom we can raid out. Of course, fellow buffoon, friend and moderator of this stream, Mr. Shut Mountain. Let us have a butcha here. Let's take a look at Twitch. Well, the one and only Flying Villager himself is doing an art stream right now where he's drawing. That's excellent. So we'll raid out to our fellow buffoon, Flying Villager. Flying Villager's stream is rated for mature audiences, though he's actually pretty restrictive with his speech. So, but just throwing that out there for the family-friendly viewers. Let us do a raid out to Mr. Flying Villager himself. So there is the raid message. You can copy and paste that into the chat if you so desire. Let's set up the raid itself. No, that's not how to do that. He is family friendly, but allows chat to be mature. Got it. Okay, so Yeah, so even though it says mature audiences, sometimes the chat is a little risque, but Flying Villager himself with the speech, if you're just listening, is usually a very, very clean. Okay, so that being said, the raid is counting down for our good friend Flying Villager. Thank you everybody so much for joining us today. It's a lot of fun tinkering around with the redstone and stuff, and I really appreciate you guys chiming in with ideas and stuff like that. Just remember that we do this generation stream every Wednesday from noon to 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Next Wednesday, we'll be building on the survival server, doing the terraforming around the hotel, continuing that, the beach, and stuff like that. Our next stream will be Friday. That will be Buffooncraft. That's 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we should be upgrading the iron farm, all set to go. You guys saw the design, the second design alteration that I came up with. I like it much better than the first one, and so Shelbs and I will probably whack that out between now and Friday and have that up and going. So we'll have some cool stuff to show you on Friday for the Buffooncraft stream. The stream after that will be Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be Kachi time. And Kachi will probably want to do some roadblocks. Okay, going to Flying Villager now.